Okay. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Right, welcome back to, we're starting now video number 5, which is multiplying surds. Okay, here's the exercise 2D. Okay, I'm just bringing it close to the camera, Smays, and tell me when it's in focus. Okay, that's the question that you have to do. Okay. Right, I'm going to go through some example questions. Okay, some elements of these lessons are taking it like towards A star and slightly beyond, but don't worry about that. So to make sure that you got all the skills needed to be able to do the surds question very, very competently. So I want you to become like a master of surds. Okay, so we're not doing surds like the minimum that we can get away with. We're taking surds to a level that no matter how hard the question is going to be in the examination, this lesson should cover all the aspects of it. Okay, so don't worry sometimes if you think, oh, hang on a second, we might be going slightly too hard compared to the syllabus, maybe by 5 or 10%, but majority of this work will be in your paper. Okay, here's our example. Right, so what kind of questions does this look familiar to you? When have you seen this style of question before? When you're doing what kind of questions? Algebra, when you have double brackets. Okay, and what is the technique they use for doing algebra double brackets?
Opposite of factorizing.
Okay, we multiply out the brackets and we do exactly the same here, same technique here. Right, let's just swap colours a bit. So we start here. Okay, let's do the first part. So now root 3 times by root 2. Gives us root 6. And then we have root 3 times by, which gives us what? Whenever you multiply a root by itself, yeah, that's okay, you can say root 9, root 9 saying that's fine as well. But I'm going to put a square around it straight away, so we know that that's a square number and that's very useful to us. Okay, we've done the first part. Let's change colour. Let's start here. Now remember, the plus belongs to the root 5. Okay, so I'm going to multiply these two out now. Okay, I'm going to do that in a different colour, in blue. Red looks a bit worn out. So root 5 times by root 2. What does that give you?
Root 10.
Then we have root 5 plus root 5 times by plus root 3. What will that give you, Samia? Root 5 times by root 3.
Plus root 15.
Okay, now, one thing to notice here, same when we're doing multiplying double brackets, you might be thinking, where are these signs coming from? These signs here come from the calculation, not from me copying down. We're doing no copying down here. So the technique behind the signs is the question itself. Plus root 3 times by root 3 gives you plus root 9. So this plus is generated from the calculation itself. Plus root 5 times by root 2 gives you plus root 10. That plus comes from this calculation. Plus root 5 times by root 3 gives you plus root 15. That plus comes from this calculation. Okay, now what can we do with the plus root 9, Sundars? We can simplify that down into 3. Can we simplify anything else? Oops. Quick look, Samia, can we simplify anything else? Is there any square numbers that we can pull out? Remember, simplifying means extracting square numbers out. And so that's what simplifying. I know that can be split up into 2 and 5, that's useless though. 2 is not a square number, 5 is not a square number. That can be split up into 3 and 5, but that doesn't help. Is that it? Is that it? That's the answer. That is the answer. It looks a bit long, but that's as simple as that question will get. Okay, the 3 can be here or it can be any position it likes, but that's as simple as we get for that question. Okay, let's try a question with our minuses in the brackets and one with the with the square on it. Okay, are we happy with that question? Okay. Nika, can you just quickly stand up and see? Is the bottom part of the board covered? Okay, is that in the video?
Yeah.
You can see my hand here?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Right, let's do another question now. The next question. Okay, let's do something a bit short. If there's no point us writing in this part of the board if it's not coming to the video. So it's in the video, sneak it all the way to the bottom.
Yeah.
See my hand?
Yeah. You
Good.
see the top of your hand like that.
Okay, right. Here we go. Right. Sundars, how do we interpret that? What does it mean to you? 3 plus root 5 to most students means, oh, I'll square that number and I'll square that number because it says squared on it. Is that the correct interpretation of this question here? No. What does squared mean? Anything squared means that thing times by itself. So we need to rewrite this question like this now. So first of all, you need to know how to interpret the squared in this kind of circumstance. Okay? So this first of all means that okay, now what we're going to do now, we're going to simplify some parts. This part here of the calculation we're going to miss out. We're going to do that as we talk and simplify in our heads. We're going to go from here to there, so trying to make the question a bit more shorter to show you how you would do, once you got more experience, how you would do the question. Are we ready, ladies?
Yep.
Yeah? Okay, can I have all eyes on the board, please? Thank you. Right, so first of all, we start again. Let's start with the brown colour. 3. Okay, Sundars, what is the sign of this number 3 here? Is it positive or negative number?
Positive.
It's positive. You say positive, but there's no sign in front of it. How do you know it's positive? Because by default, any number without a symbol is positive. If it's negative, it has to have a minus sign. So you know for sure. By the way, does that plus belong to the 3? Does it belong to the root 5?
Root 5.
Okay, that's a common mistake. Students grab the sign next to it. The sign of this number here is here, which is a invisible plus. Okay? So let's multiply that. Nika, help me with this, please. 3 times by 3 is?
9.
9. 3 times by plus root 5 is?
Root 5.
Lovely. So we multiply them together in our head and simplify them. Good. Let's change colour. Go to a red. Okay, Samia, what is the sign of this root 5? Is it plus or minus? What is it?
Plus.
Plus. Plus root 5. What's plus root 5 times by 3?
Plus 3 root 5.
Okay, what's plus root 5 times by plus root 5?
Plus 5. Plus 2.
Plus root 25. Okay? Because when you multiply a third by itself, you can suck them back in together. Okay, root 5 times by root 5. You do on the side over here. So that's the bit that we've done mentally in our head, because we are now more familiar. Okay? Now I'm going to put a blue box here. That's the square number. Right, let's start simplifying the rest of this. 9th on its own. What's 3 root 5 at 3 root 5 and Ika? What's that give us?
6 root 5.
Lovely. Okay, Sundars, what's the root of 25?
5.
Okay, now Samir, can we simplify this any further?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes, you can actually.
You can?
9 plus 5.
Lovely. We have a number here and another number here, and 9 and 5 will give us an answer of 14, which you put at the front.
Plus 6 root 5. That's the answer.
That'll give you 14 plus 6 root 5.
Yeah.
Done. Okay, that's the second question. So in a sense, what we're doing here is the skills we already learned in video number 1, 2, 3 and 4. They're all coming together. We are multiplying things, sucking them in. There are 2 separate roots becoming 1. We are now simplifying numbers, simplifying surds. So all the previous lessons are coming together now. Okay, let's look at any other examples. Okay. Right. Right, for the next example, I'm gonna most likely need to rub this board down and go for our next example, and then we're gonna have a break for the students to do their answers. Okay, I'm gonna give you what could be possibly one of the hardest kind of questions you could get, but not really hard. Right. Okay, ladies, have you copied that down first of all?
Yes.
Good. All right, mark this up down now. For everybody who's watching this video again on YouTube, you can just pause it and copy it down. You don't need to worry about me rubbing it off. Okay, this one. Okay. Let's have a bit of a quick squeeze it. It gets a bit dirty. Still recording, that's good. Okay, the last example I want to go through with you is this one. Okay, what I'm trying to show you by this question is most students are afraid of surds. You're only afraid of surds if you don't understand the basic principles. Once you understand surds, all about square numbers, about prime factorization, splitting surds up, putting them back together again, and regrouping them. Once you understand those basic rules, it doesn't matter what we throw at you, you can do it. You'll have the skills to do it. So, let's use our two color scheme again. It's brown and purple this time. Okay, now if you look over here, we've got numbers and surds together. So the numbers, the question actually getting a bit more meat on it. Start from here. Okay, we have 4 root 2. This one I will write out. So we have 4 root 2 multiply Sundars by 3 root 2. Samia, we have 4 root 2 multiplied by what?
2 root 5.
By just 2 root 5?
Minus 2 root 5.
Minus 2 root 5. Now this is the bit that I mentioned to you earlier. The signs for the calculation will come from the actual calculation itself. That minus belongs to 2 root 5. You can't do the question without ignoring the minus. The minus is very important. That's the brown calculations done. Let's move on to the purple ones. Start from the minus 3 root 5. Same technique as FOIL that we do for normal multiplying. Add double algebraic brackets. Okay. Sundars, lead me to this one. What's this?
So minus 3 root 5 times
Minus 3 root 5 times by?
positive 3 root 2.
Okay, miss the positive half at the moment because that's just,
Okay.
we know it's positive. Okay. Minus 3 root 5, Anika, for the next part.
Minus 3 root 5 times minus 2 root 5.
Now we need the minus in there. Okay, Anika, can you just quickly check that you forgot all that into the video?
Yeah.
Is that in, yeah? Lovely. Good. That looks like a bit of a mess. That's why we write all those bits down, so I wouldn't expect you to do that in your head. So, 4 times by 3 is?
12.
Root 2 times by root 2 is? Root 4. Okay. 4 times by minus 2 is?
Let's say
There comes the sign in between now. Root 2 times by root 5 is?
root 10.
Root 10. Okay. Minus 3 times by 3 is?
Minus 9.
There's the sign. Root 5 times by root 2 is?
Root 10.
Root 10. Okay. Are you happy with that, Samir? Okay. You haven't said anything. Right, next one, Samir. You do the next one. Minus 3 times by minus 2 is?
Minus plus 6.
Plus 6, and root 5 times by root 5 is?
Root 25.
I'm going to put a square on that straight away. Identify that's a square number. Okay, there should be no problems getting the signs in between now. If you look over here at the top, we have a minus here and a minus here, yes? Here we have a minus and a plus. So do these signs match the top? They don't. They're not meant to match the top. Okay? These signs are generated from the calculation themselves, the calculation. So, let's start simplifying this calculation, then we can stop this video and you can do some questions. So, just help me here please. Root 4 is?
2.
And then 12 times by 2 is?
24.
Okay, can we do anything with this? No, there's nothing to pull out from there. That's it. Do anything with this?
No.
But can we simplify those two? Yeah? So Smia, we have a root 10 and a root 10. So minus 8 root 10 and minus 9 root 10 gives us a total of minus 17 root 10. Okay? Next we have plus 6 root 25. What happens with 25? Smia, what's root 25? Root of 25? Can you say that?
5.
5. Thank you. Don't feel shy. It's only your voice on the video, not you. So 6 times by 5 will give us
30.
30. Once you've done a couple of these questions, you'll be flying through it. It'll be a piece of cake. Okay? Remember, maths is not difficult. Maths is only as hard as the person who's teaching makes it harder. Try to make things here as easy as possible. So, what can we do next, Anika? I've got 24 and I've got 30. What can we do with those two numbers?
Add them.
Add them, that gives us
54.
54. Okay, and we have arrived at our destination. Here we go. Done. Okay, ladies, right, who are in the class, what I would like you to do, first I'll make sure you copy the examples down. I want you to do exercise 2D. Can we do the odd numbered questions? The even ones will be for homework. Okay, make sure you got this down. Okay, folks, I hope this is helping you, the YouTube viewers, to understand Surds. If you enjoyed this video, please send the links to your friends, family, whether in this country or abroad, Europe, wherever they are, send it to them. Okay, that's the end of video number 5. Please join us back in video number 6 when we go through some of these answers. Thank you.